Good morning. Today is Wednesday the 18th of February, 2026, and the time now is 35 minutes past 11 a.m. in the morning. My name is Dan Leary, or Honest John, the son of John O'Sullivan, and I'm a boxer, prizefighter, pugilist. This is a message for Mr. Mike Tyson, the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Hello, Mr. Tyson. How are you? There is a video of you on YouTube, and the title is I am a God, Mike Tyson, Miracle Motivation. I'm a God, motivational speech, Mike Tyson, boxing motivation. 450K views 2 years ago. Menace motivation. I'm a God, motivational speech, Mike Tyson, boxing motivation. At Mike Tyson. You're not a God. No, you're not a God. You're what? You're known around most of the modern world. You're not known around all the world. There's places there they don't really, not to be disrespectful, there are countries where you're not known. There are there are places you're not known. That boxers not they might not even have that in the United States, in your country, the United States, and in Europe where I am. I'm in England. It will know you, but there's places on in this world that are remote. There's remote places. I know you think the whole world is modern like the United States, but it's not. There's places where they might not know you. There'll be people there that will have heard of you, but not all of them will know this and that about your fights or not. So you're not a god. No, you're famous. You're famous in Europe and in the United States and in South America. Yeah, that's for sure. So you're famous in Europe. So that's where I am. So England, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, um, Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, um, Denmark. Around this place, you're well known there. And in the United States of America, the country, the nation that you're in now, you're known all around there. And maybe in Australia and New Zealand, not all around the world. No, not all around the world. There's pockets, bits around the world where you're known, but not. Couldn't say you're known all around the world. Like God is known all around the world, principally, not completely though. But most of us humans, thinking people would say, yeah, God is known all around the world. We would say that um, maybe 94% to say he's known all around the world. There must be people, there must be primitive people still on the earth. There's parts of the world, world where it's primitive, but they might not know, and they might even be able to understand certain things. They're primitive, uncivilized. So they might not even understand the concept of God. They might think, they might have a certain lot of knowledge. But you're not a God. You're famous, you're successful. But you got to remember, um, you got to remember I was training. I've been training since I was 12 years old. What does that mean? So I'm not impressed. I'm not really that impressed. I went training yesterday. And so for me, you're not a god. I mean, I've been training all through your Trevor Burbick, your Evander Holyfield, all your fights, James Buster Douglas and all of that, I was training. I've been training. I've been training. Yeah, I've been training. So I'm going training on Saturday. Today's Wednesday. I'm going training on the weekend. So I'm seeing my belt. I'm training. So for me, I've followed you. I've followed your career in boxing. So I wouldn't say you're a god. You've had a lot of unfortunate events. I've heard about that. Yeah, you've had a lot of unfortunate things happen. So God is perfect, mate. True or not true? God don't suffer no injury or bad luck. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. It cannot be allowed to happen affect God. God don't have no bad luck or disease or um accidents or illness or tragedy or bad. God don't have that. No, it can happen to God. It can't happen to God. True or not true? That happened to God. That is not. It's not part of the rules. It's not part of what God is. He's not letting that happen. No, he's not. He's not. If he's gonna laugh at himself, he's got to laugh at himself. He's not an idiot. So anyway, so I hope you understood that. He's not an idiot. He's not going to. Anybody that's going to make things happen to you to laugh after yourself. You're not going to do that if you're that powerful. You're not going to do it. No. You're going to compromise yourself. You're not. It's not common sense. God's not stupid. So anyway, so you're not a god. You say I'm a god now. Maybe you're saying it in that kind of figuratively way, as in you're very powerful and influential, and so your name itself carries weight and clout. So in that sense, I can understand it, but still, you're not a god. No, you're just influential. You're well known. You got a lot of. I'll say you're an important person. You're a very. I'll say you're very. I'll even use the word very. You're a very important person. So that's it. You're not a god though. My God, you're very important. So it's like people will um, do things for you that they might not do for other people. They say you're important, but you're not a god. No, because you're saying you're a god has rising up through boxing. Boxing is just a sport. God don't do sports like boxing. He doesn't need to do boxing and sports. He doesn't need to go jogging or training or do neck exercises or have boxing matches. He doesn't need to do that. He's already a winner. His name itself is one. He's powerful. His name itself is in itself the power source. He doesn't need to go train it or have managers and trainers and Kevin Rooney and the customer. He doesn't need to do that. No, he doesn't. He could, it's beyond our conception of the power. We don't even know. We don't know. We read Revelations and the whole Bible, but that's just what prophets wrote. So you're saying I'm a god, but I think you're joking. You're messing about. But you're retired now. I know you're still involved in the boxing circuit, but you're not even fighting anymore. Maybe you're fighting in that YouTube thing, but you're not. It's not the same thing for now because obviously you're older now. So as we all age. You're not the only one to age. I'm aging. I've aged. I have aged. My son has aged. I've got a son. My son's aged. He's aged. We're aging. So you're not going to be the same. I mean, Jen Mace age. He's passed away now. Jack Broughton age. John O'Sullivan, we age. So you're not. You can't keep going forever. You got man like Berlanga and Benavides. They're rising up. They might not be as successful as you, but I respect them still because I think them names like Berlanga, Benavides, they're to die for. I love them names, Berlanga, Benavides. It's catchy. It stays in the head. You can't forget them names, Benavides. It's got a kind of little rhythm, little rhyme to it. It's lovely. Anyway, so I just want to say to you, you're not a god. I think you're very successful. I would say in the last 30 years to 35 years, you're probably one of the. We got a man like Michael Jackson. Yeah, there's Michael Jackson again. Michael Jackson, another, yeah, well, to compare you to Michael Jackson. Hmm. See that now? Michael Jackson, well, people love Michael Jackson, loved him. So, and people, you can't speak bad about Michael, you can't say nothing bad about Michael Jackson. People will listen, but as you walk off or you go or you end that phone call or this and that, they won't be happy. He's that kind of thing. They're not saying that he's a god, but they're saying he was such a gentle, loving soul that to criticize him harshly because he went for a lot. So people were listening and they might even agree, but how do you go away? They won't be happy. So then you got Prince, even Prince, the Purple Rain, Purple. Even Prince was a lovely fella. So you can't say nothing bad about Prince. People won't like it. Can't get criticizing Prince. Whether you liked his music or not, he was another genius. He was a genius. He's got followers that would die for him, that really love him. So you're upset people critics, but I would say you're successful in the sport of boxing. So and you're not alone in that. You got men like Jack Broughton. Jack Broughton's buried in the Westminster Abbey, and for me, he's more successful than you in that regard. He is buried inside Westminster Abbey in London, England. He's the only one buried there, as far as I know. So that is success.